Welcome to the Facts with David Lee. I dive deep into a single topic and bring you all the important information in one place so that you don't have to. I will ask the questions you want to know and try to find insights that benefit you. So I invite you to join the conversation and put in your comments below. I really want to hear them. So let us get started. Today's topic for us is the Singapore budget. But no. Unlike my smarter co-host, I am not interested in how the budget helps the Singapore economy. I'm interested in what the budget can do for us as citizens. So I spent the last 3 days and nights reading through every single page and document out there about the budget. And here's what I found. Okay, the budget talks about tax savings for corporates. Screw that, not interested. The budget says we are 10% of the semiconductor production. All right, screw that. That doesn't benefit me. CDC vouchers, SG60 vouchers, SkillsFutures. Yes. This is what we want to sink our teeth on. So I've read through all of these parts to see how we can, in Pritam's words, turbocharge our benefits. If Akong gives you money, your goal is to make sure you use up all the money. Don't forget, you actually pay taxes to get this. But we can ignore most of them because most of these benefits are automatically credited to us given based on certain criteria. But there are three things that I really want to talk about. The first thing, and the one I find most difficult to figure out what to spend on, is SkillsFuture. Remember this, you get $1,000. So of which $500 expires this year on 31st December 2025. So please remember this year. So for me, I'm just thinking, I really have no idea where to spend it. Do I spend it on language classes? Or do I listen to my smarter friends? They always tell me, oh, David, $500. Why don't you learn generative AI, programming, Python, or data analytics? Come on lah, bro. If I don't use it, I'll return it to the teacher. How many of us, you ask yourselves, how many of us have studied something and we don't use it and we just return it back to the teachers? So, if I'm not going to use those skill sets, then what value do I bring other than just wasting my SkillsFuture money? So, what happened was I sat on my rocking chair and asked myself, think practically. I tried to zone out the elitist laughters of my smarter friends. And ask just simple questions. How can I save my money? How can I get the best bang for the buck? So I looked around the house and asked myself, what do I spend on? It was then I thought I saw a little monkey running around the house. And I was wondering, I don't own a pet monkey. Until he said Papa, then I realized he was my boy with his head of messy hair. Then it dawned upon me. Could I learn hairdressing and cut his hair? Uncles, aunties, my friends, please hear me out. Hear me out. If I remember correctly, a kid's haircut costs between $10 to $20. And sometimes when I'm feeling generous, I'll spend $20 on their haircut. Let's assume it costs me an average about $15 for the kid's haircut. And I cut it once a month. That's about $180 a year. And over 5 years, that's about $900. And if you have more than one, you enough multiply. I imagine the sweet savings. If I spent that to learn hairdressing, I could cut my kids' hair and save that amount of money. And that would really yield real returns. So, then the next question you're going to ask me is, so David, got such a thing, man? There's such a place I can learn, man? Folks, I found Kimage. Yes, the Kimage. So let us take a look what their SkillsFuture lessons are. But unfortunately, the SkillsFuture lessons ended in 31st December 2024. Sad. But I still found many other haircut lessons on the SkillsFuture website. So all hope is not lost. And this is fantastic because think about the returns you get on this. So after that first idea, I realized I'm on the right track. I just expanded my thought process. Second idea is, hey, I drive a lot. I mean, I'm like a taxi driver for my kids, my wife, and my parents. And then the word taxi driver hit me. Are there any benefits holding a private hire vehicle license? So I went to check in ESSO and found that you can get a 23% discount. And from the website, it says I even get $60 free voucher every month. And all I need to do to get this is my private hire vehicle license number. More sweet savings. Think about it. Now I get cheaper petrol. And if I don't waste my time on TikTok, I can always do private hires, drive Grab to earn a little bit more money. It's fantastic. So, number three idea I was just thinking about, what if I really wanted to learn something intellectual, but I don't want to learn only one thing. What happens is you always spend the $500 to learn one thing. I want to learn more than one thing. No, I'm greedy. I want to maximize my returns. And I remember there's this training library called Udemy. It has the largest collection of training videos. So let me show you what it has. It has training videos on CapCut. You can learn how to write a blog. If you want to learn languages, it even has language classes there. Everything for a fee of $500 for a full year. You can learn and watch anything under the sun for a full year. So instead of spending it on just one program, this is a way more effective way. You get to have a whole library and you get to really just learn anything you want. So let me send you the links. This is a tie-up with Republic Poly. So my friends, auntie, uncles, this is just me spending the weekends thinking. I'm sure you guys can do better. Please hit us up in the comments. Share with us your ideas. Give us links to various training places where you think is really good. Most important is, let us build a library for this community and we can all learn from each other. Number 2 point I have is CDC vouchers and SG60 vouchers. So, there was a recent debate where Pritam asked the government, why can't this be given in cash? And then, of course, Lawrence Wong replied, oh, we give it in vouchers because people are more comfortable and like to use vouchers.
We've decided to give out SG60 vouchers instead of cash. That's because we have had some years of experience with CDC vouchers and the response has been very positive.
Come on, just let me be very clear about this. We only use it because we have no other choice. I think you should just give it in cash. It makes it simple. You give me the money, put it into my bank account. I will then use it on how I see fit, and I will single-handedly drive the Heartlands economy with my $500. But that's just David, me not being that smart. So I was quite excited. So I came over to my wife and told her about this idea. As fellow husbands know, our wives are always smarter than us. Love you, baby. She wife-explained me. Say, no, David, why the government gives you voucher is because the government wants you to spend the money on more important things and drive businesses in heartlands and vendors. They want you to spend money on groceries to help with cost of living. They don't want to give you cash and have you spend on Toto and 4D and hairdressing. I stared at her and said, what's wrong with hairdressing? I mean, it also drives the economy, right? Of course, like most husbands, I said it in my head. I'm quite scared of her. So basically, this drove me to think, how can we make the CDC voucher format easier for everybody? Because think about it, the CDC voucher format has really three problems. Problem number one, it's in voucher format. As you all know, it comes in a form of $2, $5, $10 denominations, with most of the $10 denominations being used for your groceries. So, how many times have you faced this scenario? I have faced it before. I wanted to buy myself, I was hungry, I wanted to buy myself a bowl of nice bak chor mee for $4. Okay lah, with the GST increase, it's more like $6 now lah. I ordered and then I opened my CDC voucher. Oh my God, I only have $10 voucher left. then it dawned upon me, do I pay with my own cash or do I use the $10 and lose the remaining $4? So what do I do? It's so inconvenient. Second problem is the merchants have to sign up with CDC, and of course, CDC will reach out to them. I mean, I assume the process is fairly simple, but think about it. This is just another step the hawker needs to do to set themselves up. They also need a smartphone to scan the vouchers, put stickers to display that they're CDC compliant, and some of them just might not care. It's just another step for them. Thirdly, the vouchers expires. How many times have you realized a month before that, oh my God, my CDC vouchers expire. What should I do with it? I need to spend. I need to spend. And in your haste, you go on a shopping spree. What happens is, I buy this, I buy cat food. Then after I buy the cat food, I realize I don't really have a cat. So is there a better way to do this? If I take the concepts laid out, by my wife earlier, making sure that we spend it correctly and all, could we, an idea I have is, could we not integrate it with digital wallets like the DBS Paylah? Take for example, we already have a SRS account, a CDA account if you have kids. Could the government not create a new account just to top up our benefits and link it to a bank that is linked to NRSC? Even your PayNow is linked to your NRSC, right? And then after every budget, top up the money into this account. I use my digital wallet to make payments like normal. It'll be easy for everybody. And then I don't have to worry about the voucher format. And please remove the expiry dates. The process becomes so much more smoother and integrated. Personally, I still believe cash is the way to go, because if you want to give the money, just give it the money and then I'll decide how I use it for the way I want. But this is DBS Pay. It's an idea we could do. And my friends, uncles, aunties, please give us ideas. Give us your opinions. I want to hear them. Share your ideas with us. Is there better ways the government can do to execute this and make it easier for everybody? Okay, the third thing I want to talk about, actually, it's not really an idea, it's more of a rant. It's about the SG60 Baby Gifts. Okay lah, the backpack, the Hegan water bottles are fantastic. They're quite expensive actually. But I'm not too sure about the toys and the books, because as parents, we want to buy our own. But what parents really need are three things: diapers, milk powder, and sleep. Diapers are so important. Could we actually get a 1 year free supply of them? It's not really that expensive from a government standpoint. Let's take Mummy Popo cost as an example. It costs an average about $20 per pack. Okay, let's assume your kid is exceptionally full of shit. This is what you need, about 4 packs a month. So you add that all together annually, that's about $1,000. I don't think that's too expensive for the government, and it will really help us a lot. No, or maybe the second idea is, could you give me vouchers for milk powders? Certain parents want to buy certain brands, so giving me vouchers, I can just go to Sheng Siong and NTUC to buy subsidized milk on brands or whatever I want. And thirdly, okay, for most new parents, sleep is extremely important. So if you could go through days with the lack of sleep, so hint, if you could get some melatonin gummy bears in your gift packs, that would be really helpful. Or maybe just come out a combination where parents can choose what they want, because some might want to breastfeed, so they don't need the powdered milk. So come out a list of combinations that are actually useful for the parents. And really, the next question I ask myself is, why do you give gift packs every 10 years for SG60? Could this be like a running program where parents get the gift pack, any parents get a gift pack every time they have kids? And all these things I mentioned, small ideas, really helps the parents so much and bring down our costs. So maybe there are a lot of better things we can do. So now this is really the end of our video. I really want to hear more of your comments, your ideas, your opinions. Let us help each other more as a community. Red Daughters. Build a library of ideas so we can all benefit. Remember to hit like and subscribe. This is your host, David Lee.